Hey travelers, Mag and I here on day 177 of our trip around the United States. Today, we are kicking things off right here along the Gulf Coast in Biloxi, Mississippi. We have no miles to cover on the schedule today. If you actually look at our map for Mississippi, we've already done all of the counties and all of the pages that touch the Gulf Coast, everything along the I-10. That's because on our way to states like Louisiana and Texas, we went back and forth along the I-10 and we made sure to pick up each of those counties and pages along the way. So this is the only area in Mississippi where we've already geocached quite extensively. So why are we here? Because the County Challenge file for the state of Mississippi is located right here in Biloxi. And even though it's really far out of our way for everything that we need to do in the state, we're not leaving here without the County Challenge final. So here we are. We're gonna take a tour of the downtown Biloxi area, which is nothing like the rest of Mississippi, by the way, and find some of the challenges in this area. And only after we've found everything on our target list are we actually gonna drive out of here. I can't wait to show you some of the interesting sites this city has, and I can't wait to go find some good geocaches. Come on, let's do this thing. We begin our day at the USS Biloxi Memorial, located at the marina right along the Gulf Coast. The displays in this memorial park are built around the superstructure of the USS Biloxi. It was a 608-foot long, 10,000-ton light cruiser that distinguished itself in World War II. Known as the Busy Bee by its 1,200 officers and crew, it earned 9 battle stars during service from January of 1944 to May of 1945. Just across the street, you can visit the Hurricane Katrina Memorial, dedicated to the 170 victims that lost their lives to the storm that struck the East Coast on August 29th of 2005. Today's tour of the Gulf Coast was particularly exciting for me because I have not seen the ocean since departing Maine in July with Skeletor 10. And what a beach to start off with, as Biloxi Beach is known as the longest man-made beach in the world, offering 26 miles of glistening white sands and majestic sand dunes. Just across the street from the Biloxi Lighthouse, erected in 1848, you can find a tribute to one of the 24 people who have ever walked on the surface of the moon, astronaut Fred Hayes. Born in Biloxi on November of 1933, the city recently paid homage to this hometown hero by erecting a statue in his honor in early 2022. Right across the street from there, you can find the Biloxi Visitor Center. This 24,000 square foot center fuses the city's architectural heritage with state-of-the-art technology and multimedia exhibits. And while it's open 7 days a week, it was closed for the holiday. Oh well, we still got to enjoy checking out several of the statues around it, as well as a park just across the street from there before we finally got on with our geocaching for the day. Spread all along the coast, from Biloxi through Gulf Port, following the world's longest man-made beach, you can find a series of challenge geocaches, including the Mississippi County Challenge Final. Despite the rain of the day, we enjoyed making our way from one find to the next, enjoying the warm weather coming in off the coast. And while I know this may sound crazy, I was pretty excited to be bitten by several mosquitoes while retrieving these geocaches. It has been cold the last few months, making our way from northern climates to come down south. So being in a spot that's warm enough to still have mosquitoes active was really quite the treat. We did not limit ourselves just to the challenges on our target list. Instead, every time we saw a geocache that had favorite points or looked like it might be interesting, we stopped off to have a look at that one as well. This big boy was one of my favorites for the day, as it was a geocache that simply could not be missed. Although the contents inside of the first container were dry, it was nice to have a second container to make sure everything was doubly protected against the elements. In what felt like the blink of an eye, we had made our way through all the challenges and all the other targets in the area, finding ourselves ready to hit the road again. And that's it. This is the last find on the target list for the day. Now it's time to begin heading inland, up north, to where we need to catch on to the last counties and pages to begin working toward completion of the state of Mississippi.
Today's a rare day because we did something I very rarely do. We found every single geocache on the target list. Not only did we find every cache on the target list, but I went and found a bunch of caches all around the area between Biloxi and Gulf Port. It looked like a lot of fun, and we didn't have any DNFs today. So even though we started the day back on normal schedule, here we go, back to being half day ahead again. Onward.
Since we finished everything on our target list, we might as well hit the road again. So we started off by visiting Wiggins, the county seat of Stone County. The war memorial featured here is in memory of all veterans, living and dead, and a special memory for the ones that gave their lives for their country from Stone County. Initially, we stopped off at the post office to visit a virtual centered on baseball player Dizzy Dean. I personally appreciate his style because he's quoted as saying, "It ain't bragging if you can do it." Since we were already in town, and since we were well ahead of schedule, we decided to explore the area using a few adventure labs, starting with a walk through Blaylock Park. A walk around this rather interesting park will provide you an opportunity to visit a myriad of mosaic murals. Each piece is very unique, conveying an interesting part of the city's history and offering lots of little details. From there, we continued to make our way north until we reached Hattiesburg, the 5th most populated city in Mississippi, and one of my favorites so far. We have seen a lot of cities in our travel that feature a mural here or there, but none have come close to what we've seen in Hattiesburg. Every building that we turned to, down every street, it seemed like there was a new mural to see. And then the city seemed to double down on its artistic creativity with the Hattiesburg Pocket Museum. This attraction's mission is to enhance the economy of Hattiesburg through the creation, growth, and maintenance of projects that attract and provide compelling experiences and create fans for life. The exhibits on display here are ever-changing, so you can visit time and time again and see something new with every single trip. I had originally only intended to visit the city for the Pocket Museum and then head on my way out, but I found that to be a very difficult task. Not only were all of the geocaches that I found here fantastic, but there were lots of interesting statues, historic buildings, and many other sights to see around every corner. The coolest place that we saw, though, in a city filled with cool spots, was the lawn of the Community Arts Center. This has become a park with a musical theme and a nod to Hattiesburg history, paying homage to the blues and rock and roll. The exhibits here are very unique to any park that I've ever seen before because they are all interactive as well. Each and every single one of the pieces on display here is interactive. Whether you come take your kids to draw on the drawbridge or play around in the juke, there is something to keep them entertained for a good long time here. I personally spent way more time than I'm willing to admit to playing with each of these instruments and hearing the different sounds that they could produce. So, yeah, maybe it's not just a park for kids after all. Maybe the adults can come play and have fun as well.
Come on, kids! Supper's ready! Come and get it! Come and get it! Supper's ready!
To wrap up our day, we visited the main campus of the University of Southern Mississippi, right here in the heart of Hattiesburg. As we had found with Mississippi State University just a few days ago, the campus was entirely emptied for the holidays, leaving it just to Aichan and I to explore at our leisure. Founded in 1910 and serving a student body of around 15,000 students, this university is a haven for the arts, academics, and athletics. There are more than 180 programs for undergraduate and graduate studies through 6 degree-granting colleges. Near the entrance to the university, you can enjoy a stroll through the renowned All-American Rose Garden, which opened in 1974 and features 800 separate bushes. All right, travelers, that is going to do it for our day. Right now, we're shooting from Hattiesburg in the All-American Rose Garden in front of the University of Southern Mississippi entrance to the campus. And let me tell you, I am so impressed with what I've seen in Hattiesburg on our pass through. Everywhere we've gone in town has been murals, statues,
beautiful architecture, interesting things to see. It has been very hard to navigate our way through this city because I'll make it 1,000 feet or so down the road and I'll see something else interesting I want to stop up for. So we ended up spending a couple of hours here and winding down the rest of our time for the night. From here, we're going to push forward so that we can get started tomorrow with the last counties and the pages we need to complete the state of Mississippi. Tomorrow will be our final day in the state. Today was a great day. We started off in Biloxi, and from there we made our way along the coast all morning long, all the way into Gulf Port, following the world's largest man-made beach the entire way. Once we finished up our entire target list for the day, that's right, every single target, only then did we begin to make our way north. We did not encounter any new counties or pages at all today. The only reason we came down that far south was to get the state county challenge for Mississippi, which is a mission accomplished. Can't wait to finish up this state, and I can't wait to see what tomorrow has in store. Like this video, subscribe to stay tuned for daily updates, and we'll see you out on the trails.